Hey folks, welcome back to another week. This week I wanted to talk to you about the sound booth that I built. It's currently up in my second bedroom. It's this big, huge monolith thing that you see here. The question you might be asking is, why build a sound booth that big and go to all that trouble? Well, about 3 years ago, I was making a documentary with some friends of mine from work, and I wanted the voiceover to be really pristine, really clean, and really crisp and professional sounding. And so, as I do with a lot of things, I went completely overboard and built what you see here. So if you're interested in voiceover sound recording for professional results, let's head through the portal and take a look here at my sound booth. Dude, what are you doing? No, you can't be in my booth. Come on, man, get out of here.
Fine. I'll be in my Batcave, working on my voiceover talents.
Good grief, you'd think this guy would be, a billionaire. He'd be able to have his own changing booth and not have to use my sound booth. Dude, you too? I don't know how many times I've told you guys, this is not a public booth. What is your problem? Get out of here. Anyone else in here? All right, so let's enter into the sound booth through the door. It fits a little snug, but you can see once you get inside, you've got carpet on the bottom. It's 3 feet wide, 5 feet long, and just over 7 feet tall. The main structure is 1x3 boards for the studs, 1x4s on the outside of each wall and on the bottom and top. And the shell is then covered with 5/16" thick plywood. Once the structure was built, which took me about a week, I added insulation in between each stud. And on the top and bottom, I cut pieces of carpet from some old area rugs I didn't need anymore, and I used staples and stapled those to the plywood. I then assembled the walls on top of the bottom base, standing one up after the other, and joining them with number 8 and number 6 wood screws around 1.5 inches long. Using the 1x3s, I created a door from the outer wall, added hinges to allow an entrance. You have to kind of lift up the door a little bit to get it inside, but the gap doesn't really degrade the sound quality at any noticeable level. I then covered the insulation with cheap fleece blankets, and the LED light strip was the last piece. Adds a bit of ambience. And if that wasn't enough, I added some sound baffles, which stick on the fleece just nicely. And you just saw the hinge there for the door. It's got 3 hinges and a little handle. And now we see an exploded view. Let's take a look at how this booth was put together in SketchUp. Now the media shelf I made from a single piece of 1x12 pine board with 2 support pieces from 1x4 boards screwed into the support piece across the back wall of 1x4. I covered it in green felt, and of course this allows me to put my laptop, my phone, camera, anything I need in order to have a better environment to see something about what I'm doing. Like I said, here's the insulation on the back. I'm using an MXL condenser microphone. It's connected to an arm here that you can see spun onto the media shelf. It allows flexibility when positioning the mic, and the pop filter that you see in front of the mic, and we're passing by right here, cuts down on those unwanted plosive sounds, S's and P's in the words. And an XLR cable runs along the back into a tube-based preamp, which connects to my iMac via USB. And here's the headphones that I have on right now. And again, the arm that allows you to adjust the height of the microphone. So let's jump outside the booth and see the XLR cable that goes into my computer. And this fella here is my cactus. He's prickly, much like my personality. And I'm not sure if he adds to the sound quality or not, but we'd have to do some studying on that. All right, here's the Focusrite Scarlett Solo USB interface, the Studio V3 2 preamp that boosts your signal into Reaper. And Reaper is a digital audio workstation. It's low cost, around $70, allows lifetime upgrades. Great alternative to Pro Tools, allows so many effects, EQ, compression, gate. And for post-audio workflow, that's really another topic for another video. And a lot of other YouTubers have done great tutorials on Reaper. And then when you're done with a grueling day of audio, you can relax and meditate in the booth as well. As I mentioned, there's 5/16" boards of plywood that you can see here, exploded off the structure that I went over before. And again, if you email me, adam@nightrenderproductions.com, I'd be happy to send you the file. Well, that was fun. I don't often have unwanted visitors in my sound booth. If you want to do a voiceover, just email adam@nightrenderproductions.com and let me know. As far as Sketchup goes and Reaper, I've linked to a really good Sketchup tutorial that I found very helpful for me. For Reaper, the digital audio workstation that I use, you can find plenty of tutorials out on YouTube. If you still really want to get professional sounding voiceover and you don't have the wherewithal or the time or the money to build a sound booth, don't worry, there's a couple other options. You can go into a closet, as you see here, or you can just build like a wall of pillows and blankets and record your voice there. The goal with sound recording is really to muffle the sound so you don't have an echo like you do here. For example, I'm in my garage recording this. There's a little bit of an echo there. If you wanted a really professional sounding voiceover, you want something that deadens the sound, and that's why I built this booth where you have blankets, insulation, sound baffles. It really cuts the sound down and brings it down to the level where it's like that voice of God where you don't know where the voiceover is coming from. So it's really why I built it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next week.
It's not the booth that defines me, but the microphone inside.